as Cornell, when you turn into the werewolf, it consumes your gems, like the sub-weapon fuel. So once you do that, you can't turn off the werewolf without running out of gems, at least to my knowledge. Now, this is like a bit of a weak flex, but it was more like a stupidity flex, because in the original game, in the button, the input mapping that shows you like the different control schemes, the L button does nothing. Like the left bumper, this one here, this bumper, not the trigger, but the bumper. The Nintendo 64 controller doesn't have the triggers on the back of it. It's only got the Z button on the back of where the analog stick is. So when you were holding it, like there's a whole other handle over here, like you could hold it from the sides or, you know, the middle. So there was no reason for you to let go and ever touch that button because the control pad did nothing either. I just ran around in default form, throwing sub weapons and collecting gems. I was at like 99 gems all the time. I had no idea you could do that. And I was so frustrated when I got to like the end boss. I got to Dracula, and I'm just sitting there like, why can't I turn into a werewolf? Because I was thinking like maybe it's something you can only do during boss fights, or like it's you have to, you know, like hit a certain button combination, or, you know, like Street Fighter style, in order to turn into this wolf form. And I couldn't. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And I'm looking at the controller, I'm hitting the buttons, I'm making sure that they work. And when I was like hitting the buttons, I lifted my hand up, and I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I just like, I lifted the controller up and I smacked it. And I smacked the L button, and he's like, bleh, and turns into his wolf form. And I used up all of my gems before the Dracula fight. And that is pretty much the only real memory I have of playing that game, is that I got completely and utterly dunked on by the fact that I didn't look at the control. Completely played through the entire game not knowing that I could go into like the ascended form, which is like, as Cornell, you can still pick up the crests, I'm pretty sure, and then you get the power-ups that let you be more powerful. But the wolf form is like, that's like ultimate. That's your limit break. You hit that and you are just slapping shit. You are beating ass. But, you know, it's costly because it costs you your gems, or, you know, your hearts in Castlevania talk. But, yeah, played through the entirety of the game not knowing I could actually use that as a power. And there are quite a few fights in this game where, like, you really could use that ability.